Hello, good morning. Umar Shehu Bida de Wakil Marafanupe. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, my Ordinary President.
Yes, sir.
Good morning, my fellow Brekete family members. Our dear parents, ASUU members, good morning to all of you.
Good morning, sir.
My Ordinary President, the only thing I want you to say is to just say Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, 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 Rabbil Alameen.
Those are the only words you need to appreciate Almighty God. For you to stand out, and including all the Brekete family members, to see that our younger ones and our children are back in class. Like what Ambassador Chukwudi have said and Adebo Wale, they are all saying the fact, and it's the truth of the fact. The burden will be too much on the government side, yes. And the burden will be too much on the security aspect of the government. The children today now have nothing, they are so lazy to the fact that they don't want to do even a handiwork, but rather they want to go on the net and start doing unnecessary things, go forbid. At the ASUU members, we are in a town hall meeting. We are Nigerians and we belong to one another. For the Honorable President to call you to come and address the general world in the forum is not a bad thing. We are a family. And that's why they call it Brekete Family. Wherever you come, you hear whatever is disturbing you. It's just unfortunate I don't want to talk on the government side because I'm also in the government cycle. But it will be, I know our President in his own might will walk up to the government and meet with the Minister of Education and the Minister of State Education and see to the fact that we all sit on a round table discussion. Whatever our grievances are, yes, God says it's going to happen and this is how it's going to happen. But believe you me, the entire members here present, we are all going to laugh, we are all going to smile.
Thank you.
Honorable President, please keep up the good work.
Thank you, sir.
Almighty Allah is your pride.
Amen. Thank you, sir.
I'll speak in Hausa, prayers in Hausa. Allah shine gabanka, Allah shine bayanka. Allah shine dokaka, Allah shine rahamanka.
Thank you, sir.
Allah shine kariyarka. Keep up the good work.
Thank you, sir.
We are doing it because of not for anything and not for anything.
Thank you, sir.
And inshallah, Ordinary President, inshallah, we'll follow you up with prayers.
Amen. Thank you, sir.
Don't get tired of us.
Thank you, sir.
We are too troublesome.
Thank you, sir.
Please don't get tired of us.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Very much.
Let's appreciate.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Madam President. Tell Ambassador Chukwudi that I'm here. He could not even ask of me.
Oh, are you? Sorry, hold the line. I'm going to send your number to Ambassador Chukwudi to receive you in Dubai, sir.
I want you to tell him that I found my way to Kiza.
Okay. He will call you. He will call you.
I found my way to Kiza.
That place, that food, he costs so. They carry me go there. Go. Bilkisu carry me go there. I chop food finish. I hear $800 for Eba. When I convert $800 to naira, the digest instantly for my body. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my friend.
Thank you. Yes, hello. Over to you. Good morning, yes, sir.
Good morning, my Ordinary President.
Waiting beyond where you develop from. 1 minute.
My name is Chris Oya. I develop from Ireland.
From Ireland. Dublin. Okay, waiting be your contributor.
My contributor, first of all, I must have to appreciate you for what you're doing. And every Nigerian should be proud of you.
Thank you, sir.
That you devote your time, your resources to intervene in this ASUU issue. I can understand where the ASUU president is coming from because he has made it clear now that he didn't want to be accused that the family has given him money. But all of them who are in the position of authority in Nigeria, none of their children is in those schools. It is the poor masses that their children is in those schools. It's either their children are in those private universities that foreign country has come to establish in Nigeria. They are paying in dollars instead of naira, or their children are abroad. And he has just said it, how much Nigerians are paying for school fees abroad. But it is same this ASUU today that is trying to protect themselves and under their name, that these same politicians will use in a few weeks' time now. They will call them back and they will sort them out, call them, they will say, oh, they've called off the strike. They will call them back and use them to rig their election and rig them into position of power. And after that again, they will start paying them money and they will say they will go back on strike. And they will use our children for thuggery. And some of them will die. And after that, they will go back on strike. ASUU President, I beg you and your organization that, like my ordinary president said it, that where two elephants fight, it is the grass that suffer. It is our children who are suffering. And remember, some of these children, some of their mothers are widows who are doing everything to educate their children to give them a better life. You and your organization has a role to play. And it's an opportunity that ordinary president and Brekete Family have given you in your tenure. This has never happened in Nigeria before. He is giving you ordinary president and Brekete Family worldwide is giving you opportunity to write your name on the marble. But at a point in time, when this is not the 10th time Nigerian University is going on strike, but you were able to remedy this decision, this situation.
During the mediation, if we are able to agree and the government is able to settle this with our support, our collective support, I will make sure say we write agreement with ASUU. We will give them about 5 conditions where if they no exhaust those 5 conditions, they should never go on strike. If they go on strike, any lecturer will not go work for 1 month, you sack the lecturer, no salary, no pay. When by the time they stay for house, no salary for months, body go tell everybody, government go feel them, ASUU go feel them, then ASUU go enjoy. Thank you very much, sir.
Please, can I? It's very essential.
We are coming back to you, sir. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Ordinary President.
Where you Devano from?
Jamil Mohammed from Italy, Ordinary President.
Ngoke marama.
Ordinary President.
Ofuma ai Chineke ai.
Yeah, Ordinary President. This president they call you. Ordinary. Almighty God in heaven bless you.
Amen. Jamilu from where, sir?
From Italy, Ordinary President.
Okay.
Ordinary President, you know, say anything when you see say they want to achieve a good thing, you know, the devil must come into it.
Yes, sir. There are more challenges.
Anything you want to, even if a imam or a pastor is not a good pastor, before you achieve him in mosque or in church,
don't be tempted by challenges.
Many temptations. You know, Ordinary President, you know, since when we did, you know, I said it last week, Saturday, I said, in life, hope is life. You know, at the beginning of this talk, many brothers and sisters, when you hear this thing from Brekete Family, they go say they will go back to school, and this thing now can come. Ordinary President, please,
if you hear students, they make no for
this issue involved by the special grace of God.
Amen.
You know, this thing will come this morning with many of us, but I know with your own knowledge and idea and wisdom and the way God is directing you to, this thing must achieve by special grace of Almighty God. Because every time you talk, first, what makes my mind sweet, everything you take in life, you put God first. So when we put God, everything must be possible by special grace of God.
Thank you.
And we must do it in our ordinary presence.
Thank you.
No matter how the thing it is, devil will not push us back.
Thank you so much.
We put God in our front, and God must surely do it all.
Thank you.
And the ASUU president, remember, anything you achieve in life is written by you. It's not written by everybody. Anytime they remember, they say, during so ASUU president from so university is the one that achieved this. And let us remember, one day, all of us, history will take this. Please.
Thank you.
I beg all Nigerians, let us try and make this thing to be realistic. Thank you, Ordinary President.
Thank you, Mazi Jamilu. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, my Honorable President.
Okay, now who me and I'm the Vanoso?
You never know who's my Ordinary President.
Ah, what's a man?
My Ordinary President.
Your baby smile.
My Honorable President, I just want to thank you so much for all that you've been doing for Nigerians. We pray that God will continue to keep you alive and strengthen you.
Amen. All of us, and you too, sir.
Yes. And I appreciate the explanation done by the ASUU president. I sympathize with them. But why I got pissed was just that this opener, the way he started by condemning, or rather by disassociating himself with what you are doing, that is what makes me not to be happy. He would have started with explaining so that we can understand from the point he was coming from and why he's trying to disassociate himself with that.
You even thought say he won't come out. I tell you, make you come out.
Yes, sir. So, but his explanation it makes very much sense. And I want to beg you, Mr. Ordinary President, you know, you are not doing this thing because of ASUU. And just as Adebowale Tinubu said, we are not giving this money to us. We are raising this money because of our children. That is the reason.
Now,
not because of ASUU.
Make her sound the way the ASUU president sound. Listen to me.
President.
What if after this place, I not address this matter, ASUU go organize press conference and say we are not part of what Brekete family is doing. They use our name without our consent. How you think say that thing go affect my credibility?
Of course, that's what we are pissed off now. You understand? So please, now that we understand ourselves, I want to beg you, please, Ordinary President, for the sake of God, the sake of what we are doing, please let the bank suspend blocking of all the account. Let the contribution keeps coming.
I'm not continuing, sir. I'm sorry. I'm not continuing.
Now, my other president.
I am sorry, sir.
Well, that's my contribution.
I'm not continuing.
No, but please, my other president, for the sake of the children.
I've heard you. For the sake of the children, the parents of the children should take over the matter.
We understand, but you know the parents of the children.
Nobody goes as well. Carry. Am I raising money to build a permanent structure?
That is it.
Am I raising money to build a house? Am I raising money for my children? None of my children is in the university.
You are not going to benefit anything that has been contributed. You are not going to benefit a couple from anything that has been contributed. A single couple you don't benefit from.
Instead,
you are not doing it for yourself.
Somebody overpaid.
Exactly.
Somebody wanted to pay 10,000 naira. He paid 100,000 naira. I used my own money to give him 90,000 naira.
You see.
I personally have contributed 10 million naira.
Exactly.
What is it?
Yeah, exactly. So please, other president.
I know they do. Even the 10 million now they collect my team back.
Madam President, this initiative that you started, it is not on your own. It is God that gives you the wisdom.
Yes, the same God gave me the wisdom to withdraw when at the right time. At the right time.
So,
do you know what it means?
I understand very
for the ASUU president to say what he said earlier before the explanation.
You know, that's why I got pissed off. That's why
it was an outright disclaimer,
exactly.
disassociation, And
exactly.
Haba.
Exactly. You know,
This is what I have been doing for 32 years of my life. 32 years, not be 32 months. And I've been on the side of developmental broadcast journalism.
Exactly. Exactly. So please, Ordinary President.
You don't do it. Thank you. I hear you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Mention Mokunda appreciate. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Waiting be your name, where you develop from, waiting be your contributor.
My name is Jerry, I call for London.
Okay, Jerry, how London today? You have 1 minute, sir.
Oh, thank God for everything. Ordinary President, there is some things that my people always say. They say sometimes if they draw people, they come out for hole. Understand? The person if he draw you enter hole. Understand? As this matter be, what can I see for it? If those people can come out with the government and settle before you guys can give them money, because this thing now when it just come out like this now, say they go bring the art and everything, it will still affect everybody. You understand? Your own decision, I like it. Understand? May not come to like say at the end you first get many stress program. May not come to like say go out and join them. You know how Nigerian people be.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Now who me and I'm Devano, where you Devano, waiting be a contributor.
My name is Omar Usman. I Devano from United Kingdom.
Which part of United Kingdom?
I dey call from London.
Okay, continue.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
I just want to raise my observation on the issue. As the ordinary president, as the representative of the people, some decisions should not be taken in isolation. You try, you endure, you try so much, God will be with you.
Amen. And you too.
Everybody that is calling because of our children. As the previous callers have said, they said the fight is for God. You now, God have chosen you to head the fight. It's not by accident. It's not by trying to score points. The one who opened this floor in the name of ASUU said things that upset the whole matter. But if we continue going on what people say or what people do, we will make mistake. You always talk about one person that up till now we don't know the name, which you always see your senior colleague, who today by accident, and it's not accident, it's by the intervention of God that is in the studio. He tried to make sure he mediates, and will have other mediators from other countries. And as you are aware, this program are watched around the world. Some of the things you do are now making Nigeria street for a person like me to come back home. Now some things where they have to make us come out. But some of the things where they do and when they hear, they make us sweet so we won't come back.
And I go come back by the grace of God. Let's appreciate.
By the grace of God, as they talk to you, I want to start some training in Kaduna where they born me. Hello?
I did hear you. You see, my brother. Thank you very much.
Hold on, sorry, my madam want to talk to you, who is a lawyer, who want to be part of this.
Okay.
Good morning, Ordinary President.
Barrister Mrs. Esquire, good morning.
I am so happy to speak to you today. I always watch this program, and unfailingly, my husband will put the thing on for phone even before they break. Now your voice go wake me from sleep. I go say, hey, even me said now don't they say, oh no, all the land there, they talk to people. But anyway, make I not distract from what we dey talk today. I be want greet you. I want pray may God continue to bless you,
Amen.
direct you in everything you dey do.
Amen.
This matter wey dey on today about the ASUU thing, my own contributor thing I want put to say. I know say you dey passionate about resolving this matter. I won't beg you, say no close the chapter complete now. I not talk say make you change your mind now, because you be man and you know what you dey do. But I want you to leave a window open to out it after. Don't make it a done deal right now. It's part of negotiations. There are different rules of negotiation.
Okay.
Please, it shouldn't be personal now. I know this thing has hurt you to the heart, to the bone. So I beg you, please, just pause, suspend this thinking of it, go away and think of it, review everything that has been said so far, and come back to it.
Okay,
you're a passionate man who wants to do the best. But you see, this ASUU intervention, as someone like kindly pointed out earlier, is an intervention, is not for ASUU. God will continue to direct you, sir, and I am so happy to talk to you.
Amen.
Thank you very much.
Waiting be your name, ma. Waiting be your name, ma.
My name is Omobola Utman.
May your husband never suffer waist pain.
Amen.
May he never experience power failure on duty.
Amen.
Thank you. Let's appreciate that.
Thank you. I didn't know this woman within this prayer that you always give people. I am blessed.
Thank you, ma. Hello, Your Excellency, distinguished Ambassador Chukudi, the Brekete Family Ambassador in the United Arab Emirates. Good morning, sir.
Ordinary, good morning, sir. How are you, sir?
Right, better.
Ordinary, you know, there's something they call grace. The grace God gave you.
Now, my neighbor daughter.
It's a special grace. I gave you a story of Daniel in the Bible. The brothers they were never happy with him. But God kept protecting him until he became a king. Ordinary, you are on a special assignment for Nigerians. Understand this. If you wanted to make money, you will make money with what God has blessed you with.
Chukudi. Imagine say I wake up one day, come announce Brekete Family account, say we won't build our permanent structure in Abuja and Lagos. What do you think will happen?
Within 1 week, the money will
even if I need 2 to 3 billion naira.
Raise it. You have people. But you know, this thing that is going on, see, God wanted to use you to do something, sir. Because nobody forced you to announce this project. It's a project. Nobody forced you to announce it. God made it possible for you to say you should be a tool to be used to achieve this project, sir. Anything that happened for a reason. Honestly, like I told you many times, sir, remember this. Every of your actions affect us positively or negatively. Every of your actions. Remember this.
Yes, sir.
Because you are no longer living for yourself. Whenever you start this program, many people are keen in to understand what you are doing. Anything you say affects us, sir.
Okay, I'm sorry.
The moment you mention that you are going to raise this money, you bring many people back to life. You put smile back on people's face. You make people to remember that there's hope for them. Many of our youth, they have gone into robbery, Yahoo business, ritual, because of this ASUU strike. People should understand the implication of this. It's so painful, sir. It's so painful. And I don't want to break down this money. Nobody that is reasonable enough will allow this to continue.
Consultant Ike.
Nobody that is clear about his own people. They are busy talking about election. Why these people you're supposed to protect? They are at home doing nothing. No. Just have everything, sir. Have everything. I know you took this decision based on what happened, but please I beg you, have everything. Ordinary President, have everything.
Okay.
You're the voice.
Ambassador Chukwudi.
That people listen to. Believe me.
Ambassador
Every of your decision triggers reaction. Every of your actions, sir, it triggers reaction. Please.
Okay, I will think about it.
Who started it? Think about it, please. Think about it.
Okay, thank you very much.
How can we?
I've been able to separate them 5 million. Block by block.
From that money they raised for buying a farm to sort out this problem. You know how much one person used to buy delegate during their own this thing? One person.
10 pieces, 5 million.
And most of them are not even living here.
No, 5 pieces.
They're not living here.
Yeah? 10 pieces, 5 million. 10, Abi?
You want this money. It's what you want this money.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Ambassador Chukwudi, I'm going to think about it. He's not happy with me. Nigerians and other nationals, I want make una reason with me. No be say this decision where I take sweet me. Now something trigger that reaction. With this one way pressure they come, the accounts will remain suspended while I think about it. There is room for us to either come back or not come back, but I promise you I'm going to think about it. When I not go help this man, separate them so that people go count and say he completes 50 million naira. Thank you. Each block should be 10 million naira. Each block 10 million naira or 5 million. Anyhow way you do them, make people count them. My brothers, my sisters, if I looked at and I see the time done, they give us signal to do to signal, make we continue to develop. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. What team be on there? Where you develop from?
Hello, my name is Rosemary Odiaka. I beg, I called you last time about one Baba when he sent his son. And the son they for studio now, they say the boy they stranded. He no get money to rent hotel. He be the expect say you
where you develop from? Where you develop from?
I develop for Germany.
Germany. And the boy they outside. Yes. What be his name?
He dey inside the I see for studio. His name na Kenneth.
Kenneth, stand up. Kenneth no dey for studio, madam. I dey pay.
He dey Kenneth Obiaka. He dey studio. I see him.
Kenneth Obiaka. He go outside. Go do it. Una pursue him. He won't go. He won't give peace a chance. Okay, when he come back, he
don't do this.
Madam, other people don't. Excuse me, madam, please. Other people don't dey here for months. Please.
I know why they don't because of saying from Edo State for and he dey stranded. He no get money to.
Okay, I go give and transport. Make you go back. Anytime where he reach in turn, he go come back.
Okay, sir. Bye-bye.
I mean, we dey try to make you serious and say other people come from Port Harcourt, some from Lagos, some from Maiduguri. Some of them are outside here, then they sleep. And you're making a point on behalf of somebody from Edo. Please. Thank you.
Okay, sir.
Mention. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Hello, good morning. Lafiya ina gajiya. Lafiya, quickly.
Oga wallahi ina da wani matsalan da yake bala'in damuna ne.
Hello, good morning.
Madam President.
Yes, sir. What your name? Where you Devano from?
My name is Paul. I'm calling from Malaysia.
Okay, how Malaysia?
President, please, sir. It's like you are giving wrong person the money. You did not give me the 90,000 back. Oh.
I sent it to you.
I give it the... Yes, nobody called me.
Listen,
your daughter, me, and you said today you are giving somebody 90,000.
Being aggressive. What is wrong with you? Can you send somebody to come and collect another 90,000 naira physically? Please.
My wife is in Lagos.
Okay.
And her account I used to send the money. Bank.
That's the
account that I have used to send the money. But she's in Lagos. I don't know how she can come to.
I have ended the call because he is not listening. He is too aggressive. Right from that day, where I instantly where he tell me say he overpay, I say I go pay him back. Many people call me say make I dey careful whether na 419. I no listen to the people. The account where they sent to me, I sent 90,000 naira. Now if they shout say say in wife he get relation for Abuja here, make the wife representative come collect 90,000 naira cash. We go do short video, make we send to them. How much is sometimes in a day I dey share up to 5, 6, 7, 10 million naira for studio here of my own money, not be another person money. There is no single government support since I started this program. If government don't ever give me support, make they come collect their money now. It has always been my sweat. I do private productions. Recently now, apart from the support where I get from Osiwa and MacArthur Foundation, recently now, people they force me monetize your YouTube. As I agree monetize, which day be that? $8,000. Another time $14,000. Another time. So support during the. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. So my brothers, my sisters, we go continue with waiting we they do. We go come back to ASUU. Make we hear final words from them, but we go take a few calls before we hear final words from them. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Ordinary President.
Yes, ma. Good morning, ma. What team be your name? Where you Devano from?
My name is Esther Sarah. They come from Ireland.
Okay, how Ireland? Okay, how Republic of Ireland today, ma?
We thank God, though.
Okay, you get 1 minute, ma.
Okay. All protocol applies to everybody in the house. And I just want to appeal to the conscience of everybody in the house, particularly the ASUU president. I may sound a little bit like a woman. Please, make we see our plans now. Make we look at the bigger picture, which can happen lately. Every time I hear all of this, when we put emotion instead of objectivity, my heart please, sir, look at us women. Sorry for us. Sorry for the children. Maybe they say that it's why when we take you. I don't live in my life. I want to come home. I want to come home where I belong. Please. I'm sorry I'm something emotional, but please, sir.
I'm sorry.
I believe I'm speaking the heart of the women, and I live with them. God bless Nigeria.
Amen.
God bless the people of Nigeria. God bless your Ordinary President.
Amen.
God bless the
Thank you.
Long live Nigeria.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Let's appreciate her. I will still think about it. My brothers, my sisters, somebody say, very important question. You should ask ASUU, what is the role of TET fund in our university's infrastructural provision? This is coming from Dr. Jumai. We don't take calls now. Make we hear, okay, Triple A, Barrister Triple A, make you not be like say, then deny opportunity to talk, make a call them back. One of our Brekete family lawyers. We have 318 lawyers. 26 of them are senior advocates of Nigeria. And then we have, as we speak, we have volunteers in other neighboring countries, because we want to expand to other neighboring countries, like this our chartered mediator here that came from Togo, Republic of Togo. We go make sure say if it is okay by make one give a microphone. If we go there amongst our volunteers in the Republic of Togo. Over to you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Ordinary President. I would like to say that it will be a good thing.
Sir?
It will be a very nice and amazing opportunity
for you to be
able to serve under your amiable leadership.
Thank you. Make we appreciate them. Thank you. And you get, after President don't talk, we go like make, okay, Vice President go talk, because you know, so when big man talk finish, the others know. So Vice President, you go talk, then President go round up discussion for us. Then the journalists where they here, you can ask questions. Your name first and your position.
My name is Chris Piuna. I'm the Vice President of the Union. The thing where I want to talk, we say, you know, our President no talk the way you come see him. We just want make the thing dey clear. Say this thing where you dey do, as we happy say you dey do am. It don't happen many times where our president no talk something, they say him talk am. It don't happen many times where government give university money, they say na ASUU they give them money to. Now the issues will make them start the way we start to explain be that. And Ordinary President, you too the vex. You're vex too much. Because if no be say you vex, we for no spend too much time talk about this thing like this. Oh, you go talk now. Make you no vex with me too, because that vex where you vex, he don't affect this issue, because now good thing when you start. Nobody don't talk say the thing where you do, no be better thing. No, allow me make I talk too, because this thing vex me too.
I just you dey vex too. See as he commit himself. You see, I get very good, capable people in the control room. If I tell them, say, make them play back una faces when una enter, the kind aggression where una faces, even before the president talk, they go play back una go see. No, don't play back yet. And then when the president won't talk, he been sit down, relax. Because of annoyance, he stand up. Well, let me first of all, and me, I know, continue, sir.
not to blame them. You know, said they come from university. You
we no go vex with government. Can't they vex with person where they vex with the things where government they do to ordinary people. Now the true talk be that. So we appreciate this family. We thank you for all that you've been doing in the past in the name of Nigerians. We think you should continue to do so unless we stand up to this corrupt system. Unless we stand up to this irresponsible government and leaders indeed in this country. Unless we do that, our leaders will strip us naked completely. They will continue to steal from us until there is nothing more to steal. And so when we see organizations like yours standing up, we're happy about it. And we pray and hope that you will continue in this regard. But our position is that, and honestly, sir, Ordinary President.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We don't even agree with you that government doesn't have money. They can't steal when you don't report for this program. That's the way every day saying no get food for house. But now dashing just the dash people food every time. How you go take believe that?
Your example no hold water.
Why now?
Hey. Me I talk say government no get money. And I know say government no get money. But he get individuals, ministers, DGs,
yeah,
permanent secretaries,
yes,
EVCs, directors, and we get money past government.
Oh.
See, sir, if you see documents where I get about stealing in Nigeria, if I show you half of them, by God, you cannot sleep throughout the night. But we are waiting for this government to go. If you see the body language of the incoming government, we release small. If the same government won't follow waiting being happen, we wait until we get government where they truly ready to fight corruption in all ramifications. Then we release documents. Some of them don't die. We will go their grave, put signboard. He died a very terrible man. He stole Nigeria's money. Then we put document. We will laminate how he thieved the money. When he thieved the money, how? Continue, sir.
So we thank you. We hope that we'll continue in this light.
Yes, sir.
Honestly, Ordinary President, the matter no be for this government. No. Na leaders, na system, na elites. We don't conspire, say, them, if they no finish us, nothing will do them.
Una to get una own.
How that one be?
Each to say since una did this strike, they know how they pay una salary. Una eye for the red.
For where? They no pay. This is the third month where they never pay.
No wonder. Okay, let's appreciate that.
Go see how they get. No be saying money pocket don't red too. No be just our eyes red.
I think they pay una no money for not working.
So I will yield to my president.
Okay,
and we thank you for all that.
Before the president will talk,
yes, sir.
He get woman where her pikin lost. Madam, now the future of this country where they talk, and your son, your pikin, they part of the future of this country. So I beg, give her microphone, may she talk. Madam, what be your name, ma?
Good morning, Honorary President. I'm Blessing Omuni by name.
Where you they live?
I live in Niger State.
Where in Niger State?
Metumbi. Angwaroka, yes, sir.
Which area for Metumbi?
Angwaroka, sir.
Angwaroka.
Yes, sir.
How they take your pikin? What will be your pikin name? And when he lost, how many age he be?
He's living with his father in Abuja here.
Okay.
At Airport Road, Nilube, Tabolugbe. So he's living with him. The father called me. That was 2020 June. that the child is missing. That was in the evening. I was lying down.
Why? Wetin make you and the father no dey live together?
Sir, we date and I got
okay, now boyfriend, girlfriend.
Yes, sir.
Accidental belle con enter.
Yes, sir.
We go arrest that your boyfriend.
Okay, sir.
You go tell us where the pikin dey.
God bless you,
he cannot
sir.
just call you and say maybe he don't carry God the child go give one of his sisters for village, because we don't handle cases like this. Now if he say you dey worry and because of the child, the best he can do is to tell you the child is stolen, and then you go there, you don't get any relationship with him again. Where the man they work?
Sir, he told me that he's working in World Health Organization. That's what he told me. So I don't really know, sir. If he's
what be his name?
Jackson.
Jackson who?
Osia.
Jackson Osia.
Yes, sir.
From which state?
The Agbagi, Nasarawa State, sir.
You know, even be the man well before you carry belly for him.
I'm sorry.
Una no use.com. Una use.com.
No, sir.
Okay. Gonna call the commissioner of police for me after the program. We should go lodge official complaint. We go lodge our own on her behalf. We will arrest him.
Okay,
he will tell us where the child is. Thank you very much.
God bless you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
President.
Okay, thank you very much. I want to start by saying that, you see, we are the only profession in the country where even your student can challenge you. That's the advantage of lecturing. At the time,
in some universities, if you challenge your lecturer, you carry over will kill you.
That
other lecturers, if this lecturer just, can you imagine this? He said, okay, no. We don't see students like that. So
yes, but the ideal university, what some of us believe in. Now, your academic that your student who you thought could become your HOD, become your dean, and then you are responsible to him.
Now, because upgrade yourself.
So we are you can be upgraded, professor. But so what I'm saying is that we are allowed for negotiation. Even my union meeting, we are allowed for people to express themselves, and then you also thank you very much. Well, let me see. Nigeria don't seem to understand why we are fighting, why we are struggling, and the importance of those struggles. And I will give it to you. As of today, less than 10% of Nigerian children are in public primary and secondary schools. Less than 10%. Because government succeeded in killing them because those unions they refuse to fight. And they are all dead. And the private sectors are taking over our primary and secondary. In area our children are go to school where you cannot refer to as school. I refer to them as learning center. A typical school in those days that you have a school, you have a state, you have a football field, you have this, where the student can do lots of things. But what you have is one story building, the little thing you have, it says a school. They are trying that with the university, and that's what we are resisting. Today, Nigerian university private university produce the highest first class in the world. You see a university with 1,000 students graduating, 250 would be first class. It doesn't happen anywhere in the world. And why? It's marketing. The more students that go first class, the more students you have. So that's why we are fighting. But let me give statistics. As you speak, so we have about 98 public university and about 106 private university. But of this number, 95% of the students in Nigeria are in the public university. Only 5 are in the private university. And why do we have that difference between you have in universities and you have in secondary school? Because of our struggle. And I give it to you. Go around any university in the world today, this country today, 90% of the new buildings, new infrastructure you have is a product of ASUU struggle. TETFund. Go around. Listen there. TETFund need assessment our last struggle. Last struggle is maybe it will help us on this particular thing you are trying to do. Our last struggle on the needs assessment, we insisted that this money should not just go to government the way it is. The money should be warehoused and protected in central bank. And for any university to have access to that money, they must call to a committee put together between the unions and the government to tell the universities, to tell this public, tell Nigeria how they will spend that money. That has put some sanity on the spending. I'll give you an example. A university came that was having about 300 million for need assessment. The last struggle they were released. And the visitor was going to use that 330 million to buy one generator. just one generator. I would say no. We didn't go to strike because we want to buy generator. We went on strike to ensure that you buy things that the student will have access to. And they have not come back to today. We went to a university, first generation, one came with 6 projects, one came with 5. They have about almost $1 billion. And one university came with only one project, want to spend $1 billion to build phase A of a building, and we say no. So that's how we control it. And I will believe if this project works, it should be in such a way that if you give the money to the government coffers, it is gone. I can assure you.
It is not
so
gone.
What this people need to do is that you have a committee, you have a team you put in place that will ensure that every kobo that is given out is defended, and 2, you have time once in a while to go and inspect what they are doing is exactly what you agreed on.
Okay, sir.
Having said that, I want to respond to a few issues. One is this. You see, I'm not keeping referring to ASUU and election. They keep on referring to it. And one of the bishops referred to it the other day, and I met their Catholic bishop of Nigeria, and their chairman, the president, asked him, if Catholic people go to conduct election on their own, and they're rigging an election, will you say the Catholic Church is rigging an election? If member of Catholic went to conduct join the election and they rig election, when you come back, will you say the Catholic Church is rigging election? Yes, no individual did.
We can simply say Catholic Church is part of the rigging process.
No.
Okay, Catholic Church members.
Yeah, good. The same thing in ASUU in 2000. When Jega was the chairman of INEC, he invited us we should participate in election, and we should select people, which we did and sent. When the election was over, they were rigging. We sat down and analyzed it and found out that they asked us to participate in election at the coalition level, where election was taking place at the rigging was taking place at the voting unit, and we gave a report to Jega and said, please, the only reason we will continue as a unit to participate in election, yes, the only place we continue the election is that let us start from the beginning to the end. And he said no. And we said we are not participating as a union. And we wrote to him. The last election, the new man Mahmoud came to us and said we said no. Look at our report. If you agree, we will take part from the police station, from the registration police station up to the coalition. We will participate. But if not, we will not. I say he cannot. And we announced to Nigeria that ASUU is not participating in the last election. It was well reported.
Let's appreciate them.
Until you now look at that report and correct it, we will not participate. But any of our members, as Nigerians, are free to go. They are just members. But we told our members, please don't go. But if you want to go, don't go with anything that will indicate ASUU. Don't go with a shirt bearing ASUU like my friend is wearing. You don't go with a cap. Don't go with that will show that you are from ASUU, because you are going as individuals. So that is where we are now. We believe the elections are rigged at the bottom. You are treated. You are threatening at the top. So that's why ASUU as a union does not participate in elections.
Thank you very much. Journalist here, the floor is open.
No, I've not finished.
Okay.
So we have to say that this strike we are on is for this system. This strike we are on is for the Nigerian people. But people look at strike as the problem, but strike is a symptom. And I'll give you an example, and I will stop. In the 60s, 70s, when we have good university, producing good students, passing good practicals, you will never hear it building collapsing in Nigeria. Because the engineer we produce, you know, is a proper engineer. Anybody you produce is a properly trained. But today, our parents say, we are spending 5 years since we just bring them out, and we are bringing them out. We are creating problems for the system. Today, there is no day a building does not collapse. Because somebody passed through the university, where they're using bossy burner, stove as bossy burner, where he passed through engineering, where they do alternative to practical, and today he comes out and he have access to these big men, bribe somebody, become the head of a unit, and we're having this crisis. So Nigeria, every Nigerian is paying for the problem we have in university. University control the system. And we also go through with doctors. Doctors have managed to manage their own. My friend here is a doctor. How do they manage their own? The MBA will insist that you cannot admit more than 30 students in a particular program. You cannot admit more than 40. If you don't do ABC, you can. But other is not in that profession. So by the time it gets to the doctor, and we get to the level where we are today, it will get to say that you will be afraid to go to any. That's why the politicians are afraid to go to a Nigerian university. They know what they are doing.
Okay.
So I want to appeal to Nigerians that please let us ensure that we don't look at strike as the problem. Let's look at the size as a symptom of problem, and we should resolve those problems, which is funding of the university, probably taking care of the academics. And I must say finally that all my children pass through the public university. Every one of them.
Okay, thank
and
you.
I will not even have any material to go to university that are first class producing, which you don't know how they get those first class.
Okay, thank you very much. Ella Nwadike, you say my ordinary president, like barrister said, go rethink about it. Me that finished the so-called university for 7 years. For 7 years now, no job. But history will have it that you have tried for this country. God bless you, sir. Thank you very much. So my organs them, my very senior colleagues, make una no vex. The time for una to ask questions. NTA they hear Voice of Nigeria, Premium Time. This is an international press conference.
You will introduce yourself, your medium.
Good morning, Ordinary President and everybody in the house. Good morning, Nigerians. By the virtue of introduction, I am Idowu Isamotu, a correspondent with Daily Trust newspapers. I actually want to direct my question to Prof. I interact with Prof often on phones. We haven't met one-on-one anyway. But last time I spoke with him, he told me the same thing he said in this morning, that any individual can intervene as far as these perennial problems are concerned. But that one is a welcome idea. He said, according to him, I still have him recorded, that is a welcome idea that any individual can intervene as far as ASUU problems.
When was that your conversation with him?
I think a week ago or so.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I was actually asking in reaction to the fund that you launched, that what exactly are you in line with that? He said no, they are not in line with that, but the fund launching is a welcome idea. That was what he told me. I just want to direct my question to him now, that out of all these problems being slated, everything still revolves around funding, which he mentioned last. Though he mentioned some that are not related with funding, but if you look at it critically, we know that it also revolves around funding. The issue, especially the issue of IPPIS. My question is straightforward, is that in all these problems, sir, Prof, if you want individual to come in, not in the area of funding, because if I'm getting you clearly, your union has dissociated itself from all this, the funding I'm talking about. If any individual in this country, apart from ordinary president, wants to intervene, in what way do you think they can come in a way that these problems will be resolved permanently? I actually emphasized on the word permanently, because ASUU strike, I was born to meet it. As far as ASUU strike is concerned, I graduated from Obafemi University Ile-Ife, and I was on strike, 4-year course. I studied 4-year course, and I spent 5 good years, basically because of ASUU strike. So I emphasize the word permanently. How do you think an individual, apart from ordinary president, can come in a way that these problems would be resolved permanently? Thank you.
In a country where we have the Dangotes, we have the Otedolas, we have the Abdul Samads, we have the Adenugas, yet because their children are not school in Nigeria, they don't seem to care. Continue.
My Honorable President, good morning. I'm Brekete Family as a whole. The ASUU President, good morning. I want to raise this issue as how my question will revolve around this issue.
Which media platform, sir?
Okay, Radio Nigeria. I came with my colleague, has stepped up because it has the function.
Okay.
This question is to find a fundamental platform to end this issue or struggle for sustenance. And this is where my question goes. Let me lay this background. We have specialized universities. We have the question of university autonomy, or semi-autonomy as a case, and we have productivity and university sustainers. So this is an issue I will bring into my question. For example, we have University of Petrochemical Engineering. It can be used to help us to turn on the refineries or even establish one and commercialize them and bring money to the university system to run. While University of Agriculture in Makodi, where you can make innovation in farming, processing, and make agriculture products to be so much in line with the need of people and sustain the university system. We have University of Technology in Yola, Yola, one, let me mention just Yola, where we have an innovation to say, let us innovate into solar energy system or alternative energies to do what? Bring about energy, sustenance to make sure that the money they sell all these services come to the university and come to the country cover. In all this, I'm just giving, okay, let me come to humanities. We have a university system that operates courses that are humanity. Can they have consultancy services all around to collect money from this into the university cover and to the federal government? Because they are funded by government, they have to pay percentage there in. Now, the question goes like this. Is it a question of university autonomy that is making us not to see this thing working? What is the main issue?
Thank you. Now, before the next person, I remember when Professor Tenebe, who was the Vice Chancellor of National Open University, before he left, National Open University had many businesses, and they were generating money. So I think it is a good suggestion that universities should look inwards and see what they can do to support themselves internally rather than absolutely being dependent on the government. And each time they bring money, the money is not enough for them. Each time they bring money, the money is not enough for them. Continue.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for the opportunity. I have a couple of questions.
Take it close to your mouth, sir.
Okay. My name is Qasim Suleiman.
Your medium?
I work for Premium Times newspaper.
Okay. Premium Times.
Yes, sir. So, to the ASUU president, I've interacted with you a couple of times, and one of the two major demands that I've seen from your union is the issue of implementing UTAS and the 2009 renegotiation. And in your words earlier, you mentioned that you met with the government 2 weeks ago. I would like you to tell us what is the update currently on those two issues. That's one. And to the ordinary president, I would like you to tell us about the whole fund, like how much has been garnered so far. And let me come back to ASUU president. You know, we are talking about the university sustainability, and you mentioned something now, ordinary president, that the university should look inward and be productive. I recall that University of Lagos in 2020 was thrown into a crisis between the former governing council led by Wale Babalaki and the university vice chancellor Oluwatayo Ogundikbe. So the issue was that the governing council was claiming that the university management led by Professor Oluwatoyin Ogundikbe mismanaged funds. Although that there is a committee set up by the president to go there, and the white panel is not out. I've seen people say that ASUU is complaining about non-funding of the universities, and the little money that is going into these universities sometimes are being mismanaged, as a case, for example, a case of the University of Lagos.
Yes.
I want ASUU to tell us their own stance on issues like this too.
Good morning. My name is Oluseyi Adiagbo. I work with the Nigerian Television Authority.
NTA.
I just want to ask two questions. Like to the ASUU president. We are here, and I remember when I was coming, I was interacting that this thing that this Brekete family is trying to do, is it even sure that it's going to work in this country? And everybody that was telling me said it's as if you don't know Brekete family, that within 5 days or something this thing will be settled. Now you come here and everything is on hold. Now you are also suggesting what you think should be done, even if they go ahead with the process. You are first disassociate yourself with it. How can ASUU also be part of this process? Because I believe the account was even being opened because Ordinary President wants you to come and join the process. Now you disassociate yourself, but are you still saying that ASUU cannot be part of this process of trying to get a fund to resolve this issue? My question now to the Ordinary President is, you said that you're going to refund the fund, but now that you want to have a rating, are those funds still going to be with you before you now make another announcement, or they will first refund it, then when the time comes? But what would be our hope for this step that you've started and you are putting on hold when it comes to Nigerian University and this ASUU strike?
Okay, in the first place, okay, should I answer you straight? Are they done?
Yes.
Okay, let me answer you. In the first place, the name of the account is not Brekete and ASUU. Brekete ASUU Intervention account. Brekete ASUU Intervention. I had wanted to add ASUU strike, Brekete ASUU strike intervention. You can see the balance. You can see the balance on the screen. If you put 100 naira now, it will reflect immediately. It has always been this transparent. These things I asked Taj Bank and GC Bank to do, they have never done it in the history of the existence of Taj Bank and GT Bank. I forced them to come up with this so that people can be following and be seeing how the monies are coming in 1 naira, 100 naira, 1,000 naira, 2,000 naira, and the rest. You can see it. From there, you can, if you see the last digit, do 1,000 naira, and you will see it reflect immediately, unless there is network problem with the bank. This is how transparent. It has never happened in the history of Nigeria. Now, as for the money has never been with me. It has always been with the bank, and I don't have access to the money. Because of the pressures from different angles, I said I am going to have a rethink over it. There is nothing wrong in leaving the money in the account till Monday, Tuesday. Between this time, I would have done some kind of consultation with my people. If they feel we should go on, we announce on Monday or Tuesday, we are going to carry on with this. If it is not okay, Monday, Tuesday, we announce. And then we will now come up with a way every single individual will receive his or her money contributed into the various, to the two accounts. I don't know if I am answered your...
Well, can I?
Yes, please.
Thank you very much. Let me start with that. You see, when I spoke, I was very clear. I said, ASUU decision are taken from bottom up. We have not discussed this issue. What I said, this morning I should not be here because of the perception. We have not discussed it. If we have the proposal, we have a proper organ. When we meet, we discuss it. If that organ direct the national officer say go ahead and participate, we will participate. But I cannot take such decision as a president, neither me or my vice president. That was what I said. Two, let's look at the issue raised. The first one, how can individual participate in this? It's all over the world. They call it foundations. Brekete Foundation, this foundation, they contribute money. They contribute projects all over the world. You have people giving fund to university. It's there.
Our own is different because...
No, I'm not talking about our own.
It is not ongoing. Ours is going to be a one-off thing.
No, I'm not talking about
we
this.
The strike is over and we are done with the account. We close the account.
Ordinary President.
Yes, sir.
You see, let me answer my own. Okay. You see, if somebody asks the question, how can individual be involved in funding the university? Not about this particular ongoing project. If every individual, even alumni, in many universities, alumni make contribution. Go to UI now, they are doing some work, a lot of work in UI. But individual can participate. And we are surprised that the leader, those are in power, those with a lot of fund in this country that can carry 100 million naira and buy a fund for this thing, will not make any, not even to the alma mater secondary school. So they are free, and it's there as part of the funding of university. Specialized university, see, this one if you look at our agreement of 2009, it is very clear that university, federal government should make university as a fair point of consultation in case they have crisis. When COVID-19 came, most of the countries that reacted, they went to their university, brought fund and said, we need a research in this direction. You challenge your universities. But Nigeria government don't come. They even come to university to insist. Let me give you one of the crises we're having. If a university A, for example, want to build a toilet, and he needs just maybe 10 million, for it to be able to award the contract, he must go to Bureau of Public Procurement. Is that correct? You want to build a toilet that you don't even need to use anything. You have all the paraphernalia, people in works, engineering. But for Nigeria today, with God, the BPE law, for you to build anything, you must go and get permission from the ministry. And that process of doing it, you reduce it to nothing. That a project you will spend 5 million, you now spend 20. So instead of coming to university to ask for manpower, they pray university to go to the public to get manpower. That is the problem we are having. And we also say, look, fund the university properly. Fund the laboratory in such a way that company will come and consult universities. You want to tie a road, and you need to look at the structure of the road. You need to go to a university to do analysis for you. The university should as consultant. But the government has refused to put those type of laboratory. This what do you call it? This test for COVID. These are the things you have in university, the equipment. But the government will not fund the system. So that's the crisis we are having. So it can be done. But they have to build, build the country to some level, university can serve on their own. When you go to university in the world, their foundation, the fund they have reserved is enormous. In Nigeria today, even university cannot even invest. One of the vice chancellor of my university, Professor Ike Naonyido, our third vice chancellor, by the time he left, he has saved more than 4 billion naira in banks, investment, and we're using the interest. But government has come in and said, no, you can't do that. All the money go and put in central bank and at TSA. So the investment university could do those in the two Unilag, you could do that, invest your money and get a profit. You go and say, go and lodge the fraud. We have to go on strike. Go and lodge the fraud in a TSA in central bank where you get zero profit, zero income. So those are the crises we have. Government trying to strangulate the university. So that all those plans the university made that time, they have all been reduced to TSA. There's no university in the world where universities are treated like the ministries. But that's what you have in Nigeria. And UTAS, on UTAS, we are going for a third test. Like I told you, the second one we did, it scored 99%. And they said no, it didn't fail. Now we have insisted that all the program had to be tested. ASUU and UTAS, IPPIs, all of them, and the test is ongoing presently at NIDA.
Okay.
But they're also showing signs of biasness. They're also showing signs, the ministry is already interfering. And you know why? Why we score 99, they say it failed. I will give you some background. Remember, one of the universities in this country, Futo, awarded a professorship to a serving minister getting a full-time professorship, which is against the rule. When a federal government rule, once I'm working in the ministry, I cannot get a full-time job somewhere. But the minister was given a professorship, which we challenge and we are still challenging today. That is the crisis we are having. Meanwhile, when we are doing this test now is in his ministry. And the last time we were doing as we were having ministry, somebody was interfering from the ministry. One professor who was working with it, interfering. So those are the crises we are having. So on this negotiation, we are also meeting with the team, and we do hope that this time, will not finish and they will go back and take 1 year for them to come back to us to sign. That is the way we're having. If they agree, when we finish this one, they want to sign immediately, then we'll resolve that problem. If UTAS is accepted, we'll resolve that problem, and there will be a good way for us to go forward within a very short time. UNILAG and the council, well, one of the things really were on strike, but I didn't mention what I was looking, was that when we started this strike, that the government should send visitation to the university every 5 years, as indicated by the law. The law is very clear that every 5 years, government must send a visitation of high caliber people to the university look at the account, look at how money has been spent, look at how recruitment was done, and then make recommendation, a white paper released, and you can deal with those who are made a fraction. We have to go on strike. It took 11 years for this government to settle with each other. 11 years instead of 5. So that we can eating all the issues that I've been having. A number of my colleagues, chairmen, have been sacked as we speak so, for challenging university for mismanagement of fund. We don't have less than 100 cases of our members who were sacked for challenging university. What we have vindicated easily is when government release this white paper, and you find out what we are saying is correct. But government will side up with those who are stealing the money. So that is what we are also having in university. Our members have been sacked, a number of them. Number have been denied their promotions because of these issues, our struggle in the branches. So that is some of the issues we have. And we do hope that the future plan was sent in March last year. We are now in June. The white paper have not been released. A team went to university March last year. We are in June this year. The paper have not been released. This is part of the crisis. That doesn't require money. Then finally, in Unilag, where we also mentioned the whole this pattern, we vindicate people. But what that pro-chancellor was doing was he wanted to take over the university. I'll give you this. He wanted to take over that universities. And they're doing surreptitious. You know what they did to Murila Mohammed, one of the wrong way. They want to get concession from university to run their property, which the university completely disagree with. And today, we hope that the white people that will come from the shop panel will tell us exactly what has happened in Unilag. On that note, I want to once again thank the ordinary president. I think we should move the ordinary. Okay, the ordinary president. Thank you. So I also want to appeal to just my colleague that a leadership should expect criticism.
Yes.
And you don't respond to all of them.
Thank you.
Thank
sir.
you.
Okay. And leadership should not be afraid of criticism. Yes.
No, I'm telling you to excuse us.
Okay. My brothers, my sisters, if I looked at and I see time done, they give us signal to do it. Signal. First of all, make we appreciate all the journalists. Them welcome. Let's appreciate them. And make we appreciate the ASUU leadership. Welcome. Let's appreciate them. My senior colleagues, my role models, and my mentors from the mediation and reconciliation side, let's appreciate them. Now, as they try to round out the program, I hear say Peter Obi send somebody. Abi who? Give a microphone now, make it talk. Make una know they confuse me. Now you can't tell me say Peter Obi send somebody.
Talk. Talk with him.
Good morning.
Morning, sir.
Good morning.
We know they hide anything here. We they naked everything.
President.
Good morning, sir. My elder.
No, you did not send me for the ASUU matter. He's coming here.
Talk to the mic, sir.
He's coming here.
Okay.
And I'm supposed to be part of his entourage. So I was calling.
So is he on his way here?
I think so, yes.
Once program finish, no need for him to come. Talk to the mic, sir.
Okay.
Once program finish, you no need to come again. And if they come not to contribute to ASUU, in fact, we have suspended this thing. So please, my own be say, if una look well, una go see say whether now ordinary president initiate this thing or not. 140 something days children dey for house. Some don't carry belle. Some don't they beat their parents. Some don't join Yahoo. Some are armed robbers. Some are cultists now. This reaction una they see now accumulated energy where they no use. My own be say history will have it that we all made some effort to remedy the situation. If you work, you work. If you no work, you no work. I will not be put to shame. Simple. Yes, you be one talk, sir. No. Okay, give a microphone.
About the last meeting they had.
Okay, you never answer that one. Okay. Okay, you should have talked on mic. Please give him the mic. Repeat what? Repeat them now.
There's a question asked.
Like I said.
1 minute, sir.
Is that mic on? Please.
It's on. Negotiations in the normal sense are not open discussion. They are not. We are meeting with government. They are making proposals. We are responding. We are not going to put that on a public purview until we are finished. It's a negotiation between two teams. Okay. It's not a public. Until we finish, well, like I said, we are making some progress.
Thank you, sir. Okay, somebody at the back.
Thank you so much, sir. My name is Smart, and I report for Speak Up Nigeria TV. My first question goes to both of you, Prof, and the assistant or the vice VP. I want to throw this question straight to you: that are your children currently either in private school or studying abroad? Number one. Number two, what exactly are the machineries on ground by ASUU to handle corruption within the system, within ASUU or within the university level? I would like to know that. And number three, at what point is ASUU willing to, how do I put it now? At one point, are they willing to call off the strike? Call off the strike. Are you saying that your demands must absolutely be fulfilled before you call off, or you have a plan to shift ground to some points? Thank you.
Somebody gave back. Okay.
Yeah, my question goes to the ASUU.
Your name and your
My name is Samuel Ibrahim. I represent SIN Nigeria News Online.
Okay.
The ASUU president has consistently referred to the 60s and the 70s, that our universities were doing very, very well. Now, I want to ask, if you want to look at those years you have referred back, what was the previous government, what did they do differently that you are not doing now? I'm coming. Then, within the university system itself, if you compare the past university with the present university we have now, what were the past universities, what did they do that differently, we are doing differently now? Then is ASUU considering a kind of legislation whereby you galvanize all the panaceas to this crisis that has bedeviled the university system, so that we can have a legislation? Since we have the House Committee on Education and the Senate Committee on Education, has ASUU contacted the National Assembly so we can have a working document, so that no government will come in and change this legislation, rather than we can review it from time to time, so we can end this this booster called
this perennial.
We are tired. Thank you.
Thank you. No, somebody there back. Make it gather all the questions, then you go answer them.
Good day, Ordinary President. My name is Abubakar Hassan from Voice of Nigeria.
Voice of Nigeria.
Yes. My question goes to you, sir.
Yes, sir.
So, just made mention of they are not in need of money. What they are demanding is university infrastructure, in which part of your agenda is to intervene to ensure that those things are resolved amicably. And remember, there is the system already is corrupt. If you are to go ahead, though you say you are going to suspend for now, which we believe definitely with the calls from well many Nigerians, we are going to go ahead with this intervention. If you are to go ahead with this intervention to ensure that this issue is resolved amicably, with the corrupt system that we are witnessing today, and with the cry out that also have been complaining with regard to this corruption from the third front side, which the project is domiciled, how are you going to embark upon this process to ensure that your intervention system
is amicably carried out without.
My brother, it is very easy. No, let me answer you straight. Give him the microphone. The government knows who Ordinary Ahmad Isah is, the Ordinary President and Brekete family. ASUU also know what Ordinary Ahmad Isah, the Ordinary President and Brekete family stands for. Nobody will dare eat one kobo. They no born them well. Both the ASUU and the government cannot try to, they can eat other monies, but this money is otapia. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much. On our children, like I said it earlier, all my children passed through the universities. The last one actually graduated, but he had not finished his process before this strike. So they all children passed through the university. My salary in a month is 412,000.
As a professor?
As a professor. And if you multiply that, even if I combine 10 years salary, I cannot pay my 1 year school fees in any university.
What of handout
outside
money?
The country. I give money to students.
Okay.
I aid students.
Okay.
I will swear anything. I cannot take student money because I believe they are cost money. And every lecturer who collects cost money, they are cost. I can say that about all my colleagues. I give money to students.
Not all your colleagues.
I mean my colleagues, when I mean my POs.
Okay.
But I give money to students. I rescue students. And I have many people who are even my students that I meet on the road. There's one in the local town who lost the father, lost mother. I saw her on the road barefooted, selling granite. I took her over. I'm training her. I have one in Nasarawa, a student, and he's there at Gloria. I had to ensure that she got admission there, and I pay her fee. So
please,
let's
give this ovation, please.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. We are proud of you, sir.
That is what we
celebrate you, sir.
to do.
Thank you.
Nigerian to do. We're not going to buy a form of 100 million. You know, your village people cannot go to primary school. So that is it. So. On corruption in university, there is corruption in university, and I've said it, that a number of my colleagues have been sacked for challenging corruption. They have been sacked. So that is it, but we have said that...
Wait.
Yes.
A number of your colleagues have been sacked for challenging corruption.
Yes, the chairman of
what about those that were sacked for being involved in corruption?
Good. In our union, we have a committee in each of the branch on ethics and grievances committee. If our colleagues is being tried, what we ensure university do it, take the student person through the disciplinary process. Don't just wake up and say, I have sacked you. Follow the process. And if you follow the process, and we find that our colleague is guilty, he is sacked, we don't challenge it. I have sat in a panel that had led to the sack of more than 6 people in universities. I have a panel who found out in the process that one of our colleagues who have fake masters and fake PhDs. I had fake masters and fake PhD. I was lecturing at university, and we were able to find out he was dismissed. So as a union, we don't tolerate it. But like I said, on that side, that's our own. But if you want to dismiss our member or punish him without following the process, because we also have witch hunting. Through witch hunting, we also ensure that we defend that person, including being in court. Our lawyer is Barrister Felix Farano, and we have so many cases where our police have been sacked. In Fuoye, because the chairman challenged the vice chancellor, he sacked him immediately without following the process. We finished the whole process, even went to court. Court gave a judgment that, what do you call it? The negotiating agreement that the government said we will restore him. They came back and they said no. So that is it.
Where is that lecturer now?
If it's Fuoye, Federal University.
Bring him here. We will reinstall him. I promise you.
That is it. That's the prices we are. In one of the in Kaduna, 3 of our lecturers was overnight sacked by the Aerofire. So because they participated in a demonstration. Remember that demonstration 2 years ago.
Can they come here?
No, they have been reinstated. We fought to be reinstated. So what I'm saying that we have all this struggle fighting against corruption in the system. But the most important, method of copy corruption in university is a visitation panel by the visitor that will go and unearthing all that happened in 5 years, and you deal with them. And you took it 10 years, 11 years, and a strike for the government to agree to set up a visual panel to look at corruption in the system. So that is the problem we have. And even now, after 1 year, the report is not out, and you can know what is happening in a country like us. That report will be in doctor somewhere. Maybe if you say 1 year without the report, maybe something is happening. If you are honest, you won't have 3 months before you come out with a report. So those are the problems we are having. I
have breaking news. Just in, strike. ASUU rejects crowdfunding by radio host Ahmad Isah.
So,
premium times.
Sir,
your people don't start to.
You see what I was talking about? You see why I made my initial report. Thank God I'm executed. Then the person is here. He didn't even. We did. So that was our idea, because yesterday somebody came out with a report that we have called up the strike and signed my signature. So in the 60s, 70s, what did they do differently? It's very clear. In the 60s and 70s, are you hearing me? A minister cannot invite a vice chancellor to his ministry for anything. He cannot. Because the vice chancellor is the autonomy, is the head. You can't. In the 70s, 80s, the salary of a professor is the highest, more than minister. The only people earning above professor in the 70s and 60s is the Chief Justice of the Federation. But today, the professor does not earn 1/10 of the salary of the director of a minister. So then people were coming from outside. White men from England, from Africa, they were coming to lecture. But today they have, while others are being increased, you are reducing that of our professors. And that's why you don't have that distance. So today the government have taken over. In those days, with the head of service, head of the federation say, visit when you employ anybody, come and get permission from me. That's how they have done. In those days, if a vice chancellor, a council want to build a structured university, would they go and get the permission of the Bureau of Public Enterprise? They don't need to. But today, as the executive is hunting the VC, the legislature is hunting the VC. Paying, what do you call that thing? Paying the so-called, what do they call that I visit? Oversight function to university. A team come today, a team came to my university, they want to come and look at the number of people who have died in my university in 1 year. Does that make any sense? And when they come, they expect the vice chancellor to lodge him in a hotel, to provide food, and even give him transport allowance going. Those are the crises that we are having in the system. People trying to emasculate the university, render them in such a way. You want to do employment. When I was employed, you must advertise. People must apply, shortlisted, and you go for interview and the best taken. But today, what do you have? A list has come from this thing and give to the VC. If you don't take that list, your budget will not pass through. So until you accept that list from the legislator, your budget is, if they approve pittance. Today, as I speak to you, you can check. It's very clear. The budget, the capital and overhead cost of Federal College of Federal, what do you call it? Federal College. This college, what do you call this? Secondary school. Federal Government College is higher than the overhead and capital cost of UI. You go and check.
Thank you very much.
So those are the crises we're having.
We have 5 minutes to round up.
Legislation. Okay, legislation are working. When this crisis started, the first person we visited to present UTAS is the Senate President. We went to his office and presented the UTAS, which all of them applauded. In his office, I said he would step in. That's 2 years ago. He never. Last year, 2020, when he was on, the Speaker of the House will also call us, and we went. And we met with him and presented and said, within 2 weeks, this issue will be resolved. And so I will let that was the end. We are completely in touch. If not for we as a union, as of today, we have only 1,000 federal universities. What are they trying to do? Every time they have legislation, they will invite us to come and defend it. But you go there, you will defend. The one that is very important to a big man, they will approve. But others, they will put behind. 2, if not for we, even the third one we talk about, the private university will have taken over by now. We also have gone there to defend it. With everything we have at this to ensure that those things don't go to university. The president of this one, proliferation of university, we have teamed up with NUC and reviewed the NUC guideline to ensure that before a governor could start a university, you must have some fund that they can have access to, and you run it for 5 years before you can establish. That law have been that review have been National Assembly for more than 1 year now. They are not touching it. You know, National Assembly to have a law passed, you must do 2 things.
2 things. 2 things. What and what?
Lobby and lobby.
Okay, thank you very much.
Lobby and the other lobby.
Thank you very much, everybody. It's been It's been a fruitful session, and I believe those that were never clear about the intention behind the crowdfunding, which is Brekete ASUU Intervention account, must have gotten it clearer now. And you have gotten the side of the other side of ASUU. The only minus here is the fact that we did not reach out to any of the government side, which is wrong, even though the other time we made an attempt to call a couple of people, including the principal press secretary to the Honorable Minister of Education. And he declined the opportunity. He said he is not ready to talk, even though we should have reached out to the minister himself. But deducing from what the ASUU president said, he said the whole issue is no longer being handled by Ngige, the Honorable Minister for Labor, that the Minister of Education has taken over the process, and according to the ASUU president, that they have made tremendous progress. On this note, I want to take the position of the ASUU president to represent the balancing we should have gotten from the government side. Hence, it is a positive thing being said by ASUU on the government. With this one, I have said, I, Dr. Ordinary Ahmad Isah, the Ordinary President, is thanking all of us, both in the studio, outside the studio, those listening to the program via radio, watching via television and social media platforms. May God bless us all. Nigeria must be better than it is today, whether they like it or not, by the grace of God. With this one, una waiting.
Bye.